Tennessee has now introduced legislation that would ban public drag performances and gender-affirming care for transgender minors because there is nothing else going on in Tennessee that needs to be addressed by its state government. So they have time to do this. Here's what's in the bill. Introduced in the state Senate last November by State Senate Majority Leader Jack Johnson. Tennessee Senate Bill 3 seeks to amend an existing state law preventing, quote, adult-oriented businesses from operating within 1,000 feet of schools, public parks, or places of worship to include adult cabaret performances, which the legislation defines as performances that feature, quote, male or female impersonators who provide entertainment that appeals to a prurient interest, which is, of course, incredibly vague by design. They get to say what's prurient or not. They also get to decide what male or female impersonation is. So like if Hillary Clinton wears a pantsuit, that's a suit. Is she impersonating someone? What the hell does any of this mean? We know what it means. It's a culture war thing. It doesn't have to be logical. It doesn't have to be specific. They don't even have to enforce it necessarily, but passing it makes every one of these Republicans look good to some of the craziest people in the country. And by the way, while there's some things that immediately are gonna be outlawed as a result of this, shows of topless dancers, go-go dancers, exotic dancers, strippers, those sorts of things, some people are concerned that it could go way beyond that. Take a look.
My concern with this is the breadth of the language, Mr. Sponsor. And the breadth of this language takes direct aim at the local economy of my city. It takes direct aim at the entertainers within my city. It takes direct aim with the small businesses in my community. And so the language of this bill, now I don't know if you've ever attended a Beyonce concert. Something tells me you haven't. Or a Harry Styles concert, or a Lizzo concert, or a Madonna concert. Your language prohibiting and the breadth, the vagueness in this bill would prohibit those entertainers from performing in my city. It would prohibit Beyonce, the Queen Bee herself, who is coming to Nashville this year. This bill would allow me as a district attorney, by the plain language of this bill, to arrest Beyonce. Is that your intended goal here?
I like his general point there. I like even more that he fit in the reference to the Queen Bee. It wasn't necessary, but I like it, I respect it. But yeah, it's a perfectly good point. Harry Styles frequently gets attacked by the right wing for wearing clothes that aren't traditionally masculine clothes, so I guess you could arrest him. Or more likely, he wouldn't risk that, he just wouldn't come. And yet another right-wing state would prove itself to be so backwards that no popular entertainer, no figure would want to go through the legal headaches. So why even bother? If Beyonce is gonna wear a suit jacket and a tie, she could be arrested. So why even bother? What is the point of all of this?
Okay, before I get to my serious points, I love looking at the legislators in the background. And so normally they're always like look bored, even if there's like madness going on and whatever the speaker is saying. Sometimes the white guys in the background look angry. By the way, this passed overwhelmingly, so those are the white guys in the background that I'm referring to. But if you notice the guy in the pink shirt, the black guy all the way in the right there. Once he got to Queen Bee, he was like, I was waiting to see what his reaction was.
I see the nod right there.
I love that guy. And I like what's he eating? I want it. Okay.
I don't know.
Anyways, so that's the fun part of the story. The rest is a disaster. But first, Brian.
Well, I was going to say, I'm not a lawyer, but I play one on TV. And I know that the phrase prurient interest or will never stand up in any higher court. To measure prurient interest, we would have to put what is called a penile plethysmograph on the end of every man's phallus and measure it and his degree of excitement as he looks upon what is considered a sexual, overt sexual demonstration of whatever. And really there is no way to do that without it being a complete invasion of one's personal liberty. So I really don't, they say that this will be enforceable by their attorney general. And the first challenge to this case is I can't wait till, I just want to see a solicitor in the highest court in the land, in the Supreme Court, in drag arguing the case before the justices. And I don't know what you guys think. I just had this other thing to say, that I've been giving a lot of thought to the Daily Show and what we started, almost over 25 years ago. We started making fun of the news media, and we started making fun of the corporate news media, we've been sort of laying bare the satirical sort of truth about news and satire, and all of it has really made people laugh, yes, over the few decades. But I don't know what you guys think. It's just kind of emboldened the right. The Fox News media machine still grew at an exponential rate. But when I think about it in this context, there have been all these series about drag shows and drag performers, and all this transparency about what these people are doing with their lives and how they consider it like an art, like show business. There's been years of RuPaul's Drag Race. It's like a really popular show on VH1. I mean, it's got a huge audience and constituency. And you would think that the result would be the opposite. The people would come around to an awareness of something and go like, oh, it's innocuous. It's just people expressing themselves. It's like practically art, But it has the opposite effect. It emboldens the resistance, and it starts to. The result is a codification of this bias into law now in Tennessee, where a public drag show is literally akin to like what I grew up with known as a flasher, like a guy in a trench coat who stands on a playground and opens his coat up to a bunch of kids. Like it doesn't quite fit logically. What do you guys think of that?
Well, look, I think the right-wing mind needs the others. They need to identify someone who is outside their wagons, and they need to attack them. Just look at the history of this country. That is what the right wing has done every time. And they just move targets.
Yeah.
So and now they're kind of moving around. They went back to black folks and immigrants a little bit, but they moved from Muslims to Jews a little bit, right? But they need another, and they were attacking gay people for time immemorial here in America and unfortunately throughout the world. Then that became non-kosher, and if we're being honest, a lot of the donors are gay, and so then they had this. The Republican Party officials had to stop because they were getting money from people who were in that community, right? And so they were like, this is painful. We love hating the others, but I think we're gonna have to let this one go. And more importantly, a lot of Republicans realize there's gay people in their families, right? And they're like, oh, it's a little harder to hate my son, my daughter, although a lot of them pull it off, right? But it became harder. So they had to go further out in LGBTQ. So they had to get to T and beyond, right?
To the plus, they had to get to the plus.
Yeah, and so the right wing attacking people that are different than them is inevitable. And guys, it's not an American phenomenon. It happens in every country. The right wing of every country attacks the others. And they always rotate who the others are, but they're not them. It's not their race, it's not their religion, it's not their community, etc. So does this have to do with the children? No, the sick part of this is they're using children as political tools to actually perpetuate hate. So it doesn't have anything to do with children. I mean, look at what Brian said. This is so obvious. We're worried about the poor kids. Are you? Because RuPaul's Drag Race is on TV. You're not banning that.
Well, hold up.
I know, hold on though. The internet has unlimited porn of every variety, and all of your kids have instant access to it. Are you banning the internet? Are you banning any? No, are you, by the way, prurient interests. Okay, why are we focused only on drag queens and people who are trans? On the internet, there is tons and tons of prurient interest that involves straight sex. Should we ban those? Oh, no, we like that, we like to die. Okay, then what is this about? Guys, I'm tired of having gaslighting debates about what they actually mean. Oh, do they really care about the kids? No, they don't care about the kids at all. But oh, do they care about family values? What kind of family value is, hey, I'm gonna tell you how to run your life and I'm gonna tell you how to run your family? Like, for example, if somebody said to me, hey, I took my kids to a drag queen show, I'd think, well, okay. I don't know what this is in the drag queen show. It's not my job to know what's in that drag queen show. It could be something totally innocuous. It could be really sexual. That's possible. But it's not my job to parent their kids.
Yep.
That's their job, okay? So this is actually a war on parents. Saying, hey, you know what? If I don't like the way you're parenting, because I am a tyrant, and I love government tyranny, and I love big government, I'm gonna tell you, don't watch that, don't look at that, don't have your kids go to this, I'm gonna tell you what to do with your kids. Right-wingers, just own it. That's who you are. You spew hatred, you love big government, and you loved it when government was tyrannical. Not you guys specifically, but back in the day, right-wingers, it wasn't left-wingers, it was right-wingers who loved the institution of slavery and loved controlling other people's lives, owning other people's lives. And to this day, you're still like, drag queens and trans people, tell them what to do, they have to obey us. And then you talk about freedom? You hate freedom, just own it.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.